Hi everyone. This is my video for the January 6th debate. So the first question: uh, Did the January 6th red capital give negative meaning and connotations to the United States abroad and weaken us in the mind of others? I would say, obviously, of course, it did. I think the videos spread around the world on news channels around the world showed how politically divided and politically unstable we were as a country back then. I have some personal experience with this, so as you can probably tell by my accent, I grew up in the UK, but my mother is American, so I'm half American. And I growing up, I dealt with a lot of anti-Americanism, especially in the mid 2000s with Bush and the Iraq War. That somehow the UK got dragged in it, and my mother dealt with it too. And then a lot of that negative attitude sort of shifted when Obama got elected and America became more popular abroad. And then a lot of that video does make America look kind of does create negative connotations. I mean, does it hurt America's strategic plans long term? No. I mean, we're still the biggest military power in the world. We're by far the biggest military budget. We have the second biggest nuclear stockpile of weapons. We're the biggest, for now, the biggest economic player in the world. But yeah, you'd have to say it does create negative connotations. Not major long-term ones, but still negative ones. Second question: What were the cause driving people to participate in the January 6th raid? Mostly, mostly the role of the media, both the traditional media like news channels like Fox, fear mongering people, as well as social media that helps establish a narrative among certain people, and that Biden would come in and then enforce a liberal democratic agenda, and that and that and that and that threaten their way of life, and then that's why people might do this thing. Most people who participate in this obviously aren't the most intellectual people. We'll just put it that way, and that you give them a sense of you give them a sense of belonging to something bigger than them, belonging to a group for a cause that they felt was just, like defending their country for whatever misguided reason, and that's what happened. What happened. It leads to the third question: what was the meaning behind it? To me, I mean, people tend to write off as it's not an insurrection, it's not this, it's not that, it's not overthrow democracy. You're being too dramatic. Well, I think we only say that because they, in the end, failed in their objectives. They didn't overthrow democracy, but it was an attempt. I mean, an insurrection is a violent act. Is defined as a defiant act against the government, and they looted, they vandalized, they broke into the Capitol building as the Congress was counting the Electoral College that would have put Biden into office 2 weeks later. So yeah, I think it has to be classified as an insurrection and a serious threat to our democracy. And I think people should be taken more seriously. And some people kind of say it wasn't serious; it's a bunch of just a few hundred lunatics. But I think it's something that should be taken more seriously. And it's also January 6th considered a beautiful day because it's Professor Charles Ripley's birthday. And lastly, what will happen in the elections? So as of recording this on June 7th, about 5 months to the election. I mean, hopefully, Trump won't get. I'll just say I'm a moderate Democrat, so hopefully Trump doesn't get in. Like any election, that comes down to this archaic electoral system that we use called the Electoral College. It comes down to a few swing states, such as in this case Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, and then obviously right here in Arizona. I think based off the Trump getting convicted last week, now he's a convicted felon. Hopefully, I don't think it's hard to say how much of an impact that was going to have on the election. I don't think it's going to have a huge impact, but it's not a good impact. I think if I had to make a decision right now. I think Biden will win, but it's going to be very, very, very close. I think there will be violence only if Trump wins. But hopefully, law enforcement will learn from the lessons of January 6th, 2021, and then be ready for violence, because we've seen before Trump supporters. It is a cult of personality. Anything that is said against Trump, they is just emboldens him more to his supporters. So I think if Trump loses, there will definitely be violence, and hopefully there will be. I think the good thing about this time is that Trump is it's not we're not going to have to worry about the peaceful transfer of power, because he's not in power. But I think there will be protests around the country. But hopefully we'll learn from January 6th and be better prepared. And that's it. Thank you.